Hello, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. This video, I'm going to talk about Oshi. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. I have seen the ending, or somebody spoiled the ending for me online once. But I'm going to spoil stuff that's happened in the anime. I've not all the way caught up. I think I'm a couple episodes behind. But this show is a banger, dude. This show is great. And I'd be like, this show gets a lot of slack because I think it's because Aqua's kind of not the best character. Like, I think Ruby's, arcs are so much more interesting, which is so weird because she's the normal character that I would absolutely hate. Like, the weirdly upbeat, girl everybody loves, and, the kind of ditzy girl. Nothing. I usually don't like that kind of character, but, the writing in the show just makes her so much more likable than Aqua. Granted, she was, the whole... did they ever say what disease that girl she had in her past life? And then, okay, I'm going to talk about what happens in the latest season. So, Aqua kind of reveals... Aqua to save the redheaded girl. I forgot her name. Connie? Anyways, to save her from... because she went into a... she wanted to get more roles in... movies, so she almost slept with a director, which is a very serious topic, very serious. Aqua saved her career by making the publicist. It's just movie industry is very cutthroat, and the fact of the matter is you can't just trust every single person. Which she didn't trust the girl that she went with. She didn't like her. She was just trying to get a movie thing, which, why would you, I don't know. I guess if you have friends that in high places, you get movie roles, which I'd be like, I'm not an actor. But I thought that was really interesting. I thought Aqua's way of handling, and then Ruby and Aqua not getting along anymore, and then Aqua converting back to, after just becoming free of this burden, and then the stuff, the dad's an interesting character, kind of. I mean, he's a serial killer, and then they got rid of the main movie star thing, and then they're making a movie about I, which would be interesting, because I love the stuff he's doing with I and making her more of a fleshed out, real character that just lies a lot, and then the whole theme of the show is basically is lying okay? It be yourself and all this other stuff, and it tells you the real world experience of acting and stuff, and Aqua's using people, and then the people are realizing that he's using them, and he is just the way he runs and the way he does business and the kind of person he isn't a very likable guy. Let's get that out of the way. I know I've said that, but he's had one girlfriend and he was using her the whole time, and she knew he was using her, and then she's you couldn't even trust me enough that you had to track me. I would have done anything for you, blah, blah, blah. And then they broke up. And I was that was sad, because I actually kind of like those two together. But I already kind of know who he's going to end up with. I'm pretty sure. It's been spoiled for me, which I won't talk about that. I'm only going to talk about what I've seen in the anime, which I think the anime is incredible. I think, I'm not probably ever going to read the manga, but this is an incredible story. And it's all the characters are I wouldn't say they're likable. They are all flawed. And I think that's a different take on stuff. And the fact of the matter, people keep saying the show fell off, which I don't yes, from going from the first arc, which was one of the best arcs ever, to what we are in now, it's very different. But I'll be stories evolve and move forward. And you're just going to say it fell off because it isn't the same as it was when it started. That's because I isn't the main character. They can't do that bait and twist again, or it wouldn't hit as hard the second time. So obviously it's not going to be exactly the same. The characters have to grow, and part one Aqua is very different than the Aqua we got now. Ruby is growing, and I'd be she's becoming my favorite character, which is insane to me because I usually don't, as I said before, I usually don't like the bubbly that kind of character usually isn't my thing at all. I usually can't stand them. They're usually my least favorite character. But I'd be like, her character development and her growth in the entire show is impressive. And like, she is the most likable. Like when she was like going on that game show with Aqua, and she was being like a completely different person. Like she was being an over dramatic version of herself. And Aqua's like, what the fuck? Who is telling her how to do this shit? Like Aqua, how is she doing this? Like when it focuses on people besides Aqua, I think it's way more interesting. I think his storyline's just kind of boring because like, I don't know, Ruby's just more interesting. Like she's, as I said before, she's more likable. So like, it's like you want to go for her. You want to cheer for this woman, and the whole, her want to be Kabachi, and her wanting to be like her mom, and then like her and Aqua's relationship, her and her relationship with the other members of Kabachi, how Kana wants to leave. Is it Kana? The redheaded girl wants to leave and not be an idol. She wants to be an actor again, which I think she's like the most boring one, but she has had some of the best story moments in the show. Like out of the like side characters, I don't particularly like. She's not my favorite. I think they focus on her way too much. But I mean, like her one like part was pretty impactful, if you ask me, and her relationship with Aqua was pretty unique. But like, but I wish we would have focused more on her falling in despair when Aqua wasn't wanting to talk to her and all that stuff. Like I feel like we could have hit on that a little more. But, like, we really didn't. I do like how Aqua's not the main character right now. It's Ruby. Which, Ruby is the better character. And, like, she's the more interesting one. And I want to see her rise to that fame. And I'm like, I want to see, this shut-in, like, girl who had no friends and all that stuff. And, like, how she's in love with the doctor. And then I want to see how she figures out that Aqua... like that's gotta happen where she figures out Aqua is the doctor guy, and maybe that's how they mend their relationship. That would be my guess. I don't 100% know. That was just a guess on my part, and like I would love to see more about the dad. Like, is the dad gonna be more like a weird mixture between Aqua and Ruby, or is he gonna be like? I don't know. He's the most interesting character to me now, but then he has other kids, and then like, I don't know. There are very weird themes in the show. Very weird. Like, a lot. I think that is fair judgment to say on this show. Is it's not perfect, but like it's really good, and like it's one of the few shows that has like captivated my attention the whole time, and like the music. Like I think pop, idol music, stuff like that is, like, I don't think this could be done in any other way. And, like, pop stuff is better in anime. And, like, I don't know. This is not usually my genre of anime I watch. I watch a lot of different stuff, not going to lie. But, like, it's just an incredible show. And I think to discredit the whole entire show and saying it fell off, which... I still think is the craziest take ever. This is exactly what I was expecting from the show after the beginning. Like, after that twist, this is exactly what I was like. Like, obviously, I couldn't tell you what was going to happen in the story, but this is what I wanted. Not the whole incest stuff, which I know is fucking coming. It's all over the fucking show. Like, it's planted everywhere. But, like, the relationships and, like, I don't know, it's just interesting. And people just shit all over this show, which is insane to me. Like, I don't know. This is the only idol show I've ever watched. Because most of them are boring. They're not, like... I think this has so many different, like, genres it's trying to do. And it does a lot of... It's not trying to be, like, amazing at any of them. But, like, I think it does what it does really well. Like, the ones it's trying to mainly focus on. But it hits other topics. It hits other genres. And I'm like... I could sit here all day and talk about how I think Aqua's a piece of shit. Because I do think he's a piece of shit. I don't think you should get away with using people the way he does. And, like, I think this is all going to backfire in his face. Like, the way he's acting, because it's all bent on revenge. But, like, Aqua is actually a good, kind-hearted person because he was a doctor and he was, like, a caring doctor who wanted to take care of that person. the little girl that ended up being Ruby later, and like he wants everyone to think he's a statistical prick. And I'm like, also my favorite visual thing is the eyes. Like I love how he focuses on the eyes and they all changed and stuff. It's incredible, and it's a really good story for what it is trying to do. And I'll be like, Aqua just wants this guy to die, and I'm like, he wanted it so bad that he believed that the guy was already dead, even though he had no actual proof. And like, he's a smart guy. Like, that part was kind of odd, because then his girlfriend was all like, oh my god, I immediately knew he's not dead. Like, she figured out in like 2 minutes, for a guy who's been like studying this shit forever and like just wanted it to be over. He wanted to go and be a peaceful guy. And then he was like, I don't know if I should do all this rage stuff and go back to my living for revenge type shit. And then he knew his girlfriend figured it out, and she was going to help him. I would have loved it more if they went that route into the route, which I said most of that was the route they went. They just got rid of the girlfriend. I wish she would have helped him and they would have stayed together. But then that's not the girl that he's actually in love with, which, you know, he went on the, like, I think that they make him like this like background supporting character in like these movies and stuff, and like how he tries to prop people up and make them incredible. But like, just imagine you have the ability to, you know, read somebody so well and then capture them immediately. That's what got Aqua to immediately recognize his ex-girlfriend, was when she did the whole eye thing, and she was eye for that time because she studied him. And I'd be like, that's really fucking impressive if you ask me. Like, I don't think most people in the world could do what she did, and I don't think she gets the credit for what she did. And I mean, I know I'm going all over the place in this video, but like, I just love this show, and I love the direction, and I love I love a good revenge plot. Like, I love that. It's not my favorite thing to watch, but like, when it is done well, because I'm like, most of the time, in my opinion, I don't think it's done very well. Like, the only two I've watched is this and Death Note, but like, usually the time when they do the whole revenge stuff, it's not done well. It's boring, and it's like, oh my god, you only, like, it's not story driven in my opinion. Like, it just kind of fucking happens, which, you know, it happened in Death Note. I think the ending of Death Note was shit, and it gets more credit than this. This has ended and people give it shit. So, which I'd be like, I think the whole anime community doesn't like endings, point blank period. Like, I think you give them the most perfect fucking ending in the world and they would hate it. I don't think there's a single ending they're like, oh my god, I love. It's like, you know, which most endings I have watched from anime haven't been good. Like, that's no cap there, but, you know, this show is stunning too, and like, you can tell they put a lot of time and energy into making this show great with the, you know, stuff it has. Do I think it is a 10 out of 10? I would give it a 10 out of 10. No, I'm just kidding. There's only one show I would ever give a 10 out of 10, and that is One Piece. Which One Piece kind of does this, but not really. Like, they're very different. And, like, I could sit here and talk about One Piece all day, which, you know, One Piece just has more likable characters. This show they're flawed characters. Like, they're very flawed. Like, nobody in this show is perfect, and, like, the whole fact of the matter that they all want to be Kimbachi, and, like, they want to have revenge on their dad because their dad is the killer of their mom, and he orchestrated everything. And then he got that one guy killed, and then he got the doctor killed. He got all these people killed, which, you know, is pretty impressive for you know, old daddy to do. Like, you know, he's not even there, and he got them killed. I think that's pretty cool, and I don't think that's talked to. Like, I want to. Hopefully, it does go more into his backstory, because I want to learn more about him. Because right now, he is definitely the most interesting character. Granted, he is the villain, so, like, how much can you actually like the villain of a series? I don't know. But I think a true villain is somebody that provokes, like, some sort of feeling in you. Like I think this is probably my hottest take, but I think Orochi from One Piece is one of the greatest villains in One Piece, and he is a terrible character, terrible guy. Anyways, back to Oshinoko. Oshinoko is just like the. I love that we're learning more about the industry, learning more about show business, learning like the stuff that they're actually focusing on. We're learning more about that. I love that we're learning how films are made and how idols become idols and all that stuff. I think that's an interesting like story to tell. Obviously the industry is not great, because if the industry was great, the we wouldn't have so many bad things happen in the industry. We wouldn't have the stuff like with Dan Snyder and all that stuff where the bad stuff happens. But like learning all that and like the stuff it focuses on is great. It's not your typical show. It's not gonna beat around the bush. I think sometimes I wish it would go a little more into it. And like, but I'll be like, I'm pretty sure this is a shonen, so it can't really go super into it because it's a shonen, which is shonens are for kids. It's like, I wish they'd also focus more on the mom lady. Like, I feel like she's like barely in the show, and I wish they would focus on like making those people more relevant and like making people that her whole little like, I guess, what is it called? Company more relevant and like building them up a little more, because they didn't really do that. But like, there's so much going on too, like in the show, and like all the characters seem like they're breathing and like doing stuff. And when we do focus on the dad, I can't wait until we see what happens with him and how he became the piece of shit loser he is. And you could say he's not a loser, but like he kind of is. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a hot take. I think serial killers are kind of losers. Not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. That might be a hot take. But, and he's killed multiple fucking people. He's like killing all the A-list celebrities in this universe that are from Japan. He's like murking them all off, which I also want to learn what was on those tapes, and which I assume they're going to have to tell us, because, I feel like that's a big, important part, and I want to see Ruby and Aqua's relationship get mended, which I don't think is what Aqua really gives a shit about. I think it's what Ruby needs to evolve more as a character, is to learn to forgive him, because what he did without telling her, even though she kind of told him to do it kind of like, but also like she thought he would never do something like that. She wasn't completely sure what he was gonna do, which is fair to say as well. I mean, I see it from both sides, but like it's not like that hurt her, and I think it would take a lot for him to realize what he did was wrong. And I don't think he's ever going to admit that he was wrong, because he's, I wouldn't say he's full of himself, but like, it's crazy to think this guy was a previous, like, him and the doctor don't really seem like they have anything in common. So I don't really understand why that was like an emphasis of the show. Like, the doctor was like, he doesn't do anything with the knowledge of being a doctor in his previous life. He didn't do any of that shit. Like, they don't really do anything with that plot line. Like, I feel like it was just a point so that they could say he met this girl. Like, but like, if I was like a doctor in my previous life, you think I would, and I'm doing, I don't know what you could do with the knowledge of being a doctor, but I feel like he doesn't do that at all. I think it would have been cooler if he was like an actor or something in his previous life. Instead of just, I got good genetics, I can act. And then like the whole time when he was a kid, he's like, I don't think I can act. And he was all whiny and a little bitchy about it. But like, it seems like it comes naturally to him. He plays into what role he does the best, which is the role he plays. The role he is a supporting character to build people up. The guy has no confidence, which is weird because he's been in a bunch of stuff that's actually been successful. He was like in the one good episode of that one show. But then you talk to him, he's got all this confidence and shit. It's like, I don't understand his character, to be completely honest with you. Like, and then you got Ruby, who's like damn near great at, well, she worked really hard to get good at what she's done, which is impressive too, because like being an idol is not easy. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.